All right, so I wanted to do a little bit of a meal prep while my girlfriend's gone for this weekend so I can have food ready so that, you know, when she comes from work, she can have just food immediately and pack a little bit of lunch for her. And before I make official meals, I've been meaning to make some more kimchi. It's been a couple months since I made my last batch and I'm craving it. You know, my Korean blood doesn't lie to me. So I got some Napa cabbage from Walmart. Walmart's produce isn't the most high quality, but I was grocery shopping there in the first place and I was feeling lazy and I didn't want to go to a different grocery store. And last time when I did this, I did the method of cutting the cabbage into small pieces and then salting it. But I think this time I'm gonna go more of a traditional route and just leave it in long strands and then salt it just cause, no reason. And I'm just gonna split the ends. Water just got everywhere. Some of the edge leaves are a little bit dead, so I'm just gonna tear these guys off. The quality looks pretty decent. And I'm just gonna use regular kosher salt to just salt between the leaves and let all the moisture draw out. Now, one of the mistakes I made last time is I washed it a little too much and it was no longer salty. And you know, the whole point of kimchi is that it's a little bit salty. So I'm just gonna do a little bit, like, you know, eyeball the salt. But generally, like once after washing it, I'm gonna do a little taste test. And if it makes me go like, ooh, that's salty, then I think that's like good enough. And even if it's not as salty as I wish it was, I think I'm just gonna add more salt to the sauce. You know, I can add more salt, but I can't take away more salt, even though I wash it. So I'm just making sure that each layer has a good amount of salt in between. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add some water to it, so it's kind of more like a saltwater bath for it, just to ensure that there is equal saltiness throughout the entire cabbage. I did just realize it was a bit counterintuitive. Maybe I should just put water first and then salt later so that the moisture would make the salt stick. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm the one that's eating it. Now I'm just gonna let this sit for like an hour so that it can just properly get salted. So see you in an hour. Okay, so I let the cabbage salt for a couple hours and now all the moisture is out and it's really bendy. So I'm gonna drain the water and then give it a little rinse and then start making the sauce. And giving it a taste. There's a good amount of saltiness to it. I might add a little bit more into the sauce. And I got my food processor so that I can blend up some of the more harder ingredients. Okay, so I'm really getting into the experimental side of things, so a little bit scary. Someone who's an expert at kimchi making might look at me and call me a little bit crazy, but I made the sauce. The ingredient, straightforward: onion, garlic, ginger, fish, shrimp paste thing, 새우젓, and gochugaru, pepper flakes, and then green onion. And the amount is this much, and I feel like in terms of like flavor intensity, it's perfect. I just needed to have more volume. And sure, I can add more stuff to it, and it's the same thing. But I keep seeing recipes using rice flour as like a base dough of the sauce, and I was like, let me try it out. The problem is I don't have rice flour. I have regular rice. So I overcooked some rice and I put it in my food processor again, just reusing it. And it's like, extra thick, more like wet. So if I blend it, it'll kind of be like a dough texture, hopefully. Let's see how that works out. So it's really like starchy, so I think it kind of worked. Very similar texture to like, rice cake. And it might honestly need more blending. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Pretty good, like bright red color. There is still like little chunks of rice in it, but honestly, I think it's fine. Trial and error. This is experimental, and it's a good learning opportunity for me. This is not perfect. Okay, so now we're at the main stage of marinating the kimchi. Now, one of the ingredients that I ended up kind of using is Sprite. Now, this is a bit of a secret technique, more popular in like water-based kimchi, like 물김치. People often use Sprite to create the water that acts as like a broth. But this is regular kimchi, so it's a little bit unorthodox, I feel like, but it's a good source of sugar, and the carbonation adds an extra tang to it. So I thought I might try it out. But now that we are ready to go, let's start marinating the kimchi. But first, I don't want to get sauce on my shirt. And I'm just gonna wipe off all the little excess from the food processor into it with the cabbage. The kimchi is pretty good.
Yeah.
Turned out pretty well.
But doesn't it need to like ferment for a bit?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's still kind of like raw, so it needs to ferment, but I think it was pretty good. I was gonna do some editing today because I had a video planned out, recorded, and of course, this entire track right there has no audio, which is like a majority, 60% of the video with no sound. So that's amazing, but no point lingering over it. I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna push this video back, work on it later. I'm getting hungry, and the kimchi has been sitting in the fridge for a couple hours, so I am excited to try that. And I think today I'm gonna go a little Korean style for my dinner, and I bought some samgyeopsal, or pork belly, from Costco. So just gonna have that classic Korean barbecue and go from there. Okay, so this is my dinner setup for tonight. So obviously the main course is samgyeopsal. Slightly overcooked, but I think it should still be. It kind of has a crunch, which usually is not my style, but maybe I can just pretend it's kind of like bacon. And then we have our MVP special guest tonight, which is the kimchi that I made. Visually, it looks pretty decent. It looks a little bit light around the root area. It still very much has that fresh flavor, and you know, the marinade hasn't quite seeped into the cabbage fully yet. Whoever made this, they should be proud of themselves. I have some broccoli and cucumber as a little green little copium that I'm actually being healthy by eating this. And then I got two sauces that I prepared today. One is just regular gochujang, nothing crazy. And then this one is actually my favorite dipping sauce for samgyeopsal specifically, which is sesame oil with minced garlic with some salt and pepper. Both the sesame oil and the gochujang is from a company that actually is owned by my dad's friend, based in France, where they make Korean-based food items, and very high quality, like these are really good. And of course, I have some rice as a chaser. Honestly, it's kind of rare for me to have Korean meals like this. Obviously, if I'm with my parents, I have it like this all the time, but when I'm living by myself or with my girlfriend, you know, Korean meals are a little bit a pain in the ass to make because there's a lot of compartments to prepare everything. Side dishes are pre-made, and who the hell want to pre-make stuff? And I'm still a Korean man, so I crave it, I miss it. So yeah, a little treat for myself. Of course, I do it when my girlfriend's not here. But you know, it's rare for me to treat myself. So, and it kind of gives me something to do because I get pretty bored when I'm alone. And this might be a little bit strange, but I kind of like broccoli with gochujang. It adds a little spiciness to it. Oh. Okay, so I ate like half of the food, and I'm gonna use the leftover to put it all together in the same pan that I cooked the meat and make some fried rice. Now there's like a lot of excess oil, so I just like soaked it up with paper towel to reduce it a little bit. And I'm just gonna first cook the kimchi, add a little like spice to it, add the garlic, the meat, and then the rice. And then it'll just be a little dessert, savory dessert so called, with using the leftovers. Okay, so I just finished meal prepping for my girlfriend, just so that she can have some pre-made lunch when she gets to work. Just a simple chicken, pasta, and Brussels sprout meal. And for dinner, we ended up just having a simple meal of just pork chops and asparagus. This video ended up being just solely focused on cooking, which is not really my intention. But you know, I'm trying to just document my life and record what I did, and cooking is a large majority of what I did this weekend. Now, aside from that, I did get into a little bit of an obsessive organization phase throughout the weekend. Soon we're gonna be moving, so we're just trying to organize some stuff, get rid of stuff, so it's a little bit easier for us when we move. And one of the things I've been meaning to organize is we have a huge bag of coins that just accumulated from gathering change. So I literally sat down on the floor of my office room and just rolled up all these coins, and it came out to be like $21. A lot of dimes for some reason, you know, a good amount of pennies, but yeah, it was oddly satisfying, I won't lie. But you know, coins are heavy. I thought it'd be a little bit annoying to carry it for our move, so might as well get rid of it, exchange it for some cash. Another organization I did is for my One Piece card collection. I just had a lot of cards just accumulated, just gathered, unorganized, and just a lot of bulk cards. So I don't want to spill it, but there's a lot of cards right there. And I have a lot of Japanese cards, and to be frank, I don't really need them. Sure, like I can keep it for collection's sake, but a lot of them are duplicates. And I want to get into playing the card game like physically, but I can't use Japanese cards in the US, and I can't read Japanese. So I was hoping to sell some of them on eBay, but you know, they're low value, they're bulk, they're Japanese. No one's really gonna want them, but just shooting my shot, see how it goes. But for my English cards, I organized them by like set order and the color order, and who knows, maybe I'll try out some deck building. But yeah, that's pretty much it for what I did during the weekend. You know, nothing too crazy, nothing exciting, but you know, I'm trying to be consistent and try to keep myself in check for like vlogging and stuff. As of now, my goal is trying to vlog once a week, or at least upload once a week, even if it's not a vlog, just so that it's a good exercise, good rep. You know, I can't just only vlog and upload stuff whenever something special happens, you know. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.